Welcome back to Sway TV. I'm your host JJ here on Amazon Live, and I'm so excited!
We're gonna have some fun on the street.
And we're doing Workout Wednesdays here on Amazon Live.
And she is fresh off the set of Shark Tank.
It's such an honor to be here today, so thank you.
We are gonna be talking all about parenting.
You have no idea how honored I am to have Mr. Tim Story making his world premiere right here on Sway TV Live.
Functional medicine is all this stuff. It's integrating things that improve your life.
This is our tribe of women.
I completely agree with you, Kimmy. It starts with being happy with how you look.
What is the key to a successful business?
We made history here on Amazon Live. Would you ask her out again, Michael?
I am so excited for today's Battle Shop Live.
And it's Brad Grunberg. Hi, Brad.
Here we go, here we go.
Get curious! Get curious!
Rosalind just said this is better than Netflix.
Oh, Naveen says this is better than Netflix. Yes! There's a Tesla. You can actually buy a car on Amazon. That is so crazy. The perfect gift. Yes, we got our Drake's Cake break.
David is live streaming. We got it right up in the corner. I love this.
Oh, that feels so good.
Oh my God, that is the coolest thing ever.
So awesome.
Shake, shake, shake.
Shake your zoo life.
This is fun. Drum roll, please. Dun, dun, dun. So many giveaways here at Sway TV.
And one person's gonna win a PS5. Which one will it be?
Here we go. I'm so excited. I can't even stand it.
And Sam's in the chat says, Sway TV rocks. Woo!
We're still going. Yeah, we don't sleep at Sway.
One of the best comments I've ever received, ever, hands down. This is fun. We love Sway TV.
I cannot make this up.
We are awarding you with the PS5 as well.
4, 3,
2, 1. All the time streaming live. We're sharing great products. We're doing great interviews and amazing giveaways.
Amazon, we love you, Amazon. So grateful for you guys and for Sway TV.
I've had such a great time with all of you.
Shop attainment all the time.
It is a girl's dream come true for someone like me to be able to give you dating advice and shopping all in one platform.
Amazon Live, woo! Do, 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 woo!
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's go, let's sway, stay tuned! Woo!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Sway TV. I'm your host, of course, Kimmy Seltzer, bringing you live weekly my show, Kimmy's Love Hub. And this is a show all about dating, relating, love, and most of all, that's love for yourself. Because when you love you, that's when other people do too. Oh my gosh, so let's see who is here, who is in the house. Welcome, we got some new people chiming in. It's like, who do I know? Who don't I know? I have an amazing guest coming on today. And so for those of you who are friends with our amazing guest, Jill Brown, hello. And if you're new here, here's the thing. You have to click the follow button that you see on the video. And if you are on the mobile phone, you have to actually click the video and then the follow button will pop up. And that will allow you to interact with us because that's the thing that's so great about this show. The show gets better and better every time people interact with us. We want to hear your questions, anything that pertains to dating, relationships, and today, most of all, health and nutrition. So we're focusing on our body. We have been sitting for a long time, folks. And with that, our bodies have changed, some for the better, some for the worse. But we're going to talk about that and how that relates to attraction. So if you know me, say hello. Hello, who do I know here? And if not, again, my name is Kimmy Seltzer, and I'm a dating strategist, a confidence therapist, and an image consultant. So I have a little bit different approach than a lot of people out there. I actually work from the outside in. So I start, it's all about your style, your first impressions, how you feel in your body, how you market yourself, because that, I believe, is the quickest gateway into your confidence. And then I go inward and work on all the inside stuff, right? And that's your emotional intelligence. And then we kind of take it to the streets and we work on your social intelligence. And actually, those are the 3 ingredients to my charisma quotient. It's the name of my podcast. It's the name of the formula. And I love the word charisma. Here's why. Because charisma is something that is, first of all, learned. Nobody is born with charisma. And so that I can teach you how to be charismatic at any age, any time. And when you have more charisma, that actually is that energy that radiates outward, that attracts people to you, like bees to honey. And I see this happen all the time. I call this, my clients know this, is that when they work with me and they work on their charisma, they get this like shine about them, and I call it the charisma glow. A lot of times, their friends and family say, "What did you do that's different? Did you get a massage? Did you get a facial?" It's like, no, they just have this like inner glow that kind of just radiates outward. And that's why I love this stuff, because when you're happy and you love yourself, that's really what attracts other people to you. It really is about you. And that's why so much of my show has to do with bettering yourself both inside and out. And you're going to love this topic today, because that's exactly what we're starting with. So as I mentioned before, oh, hi, Michelle. Hi. Oh, and Steven. I see Steven. I see Sherlyn. I see so many people here. Oh my gosh, this is great. This is wonderful. Okay, so here's the topic for today. I had mentioned that a lot of us have been sedentary for this period of time. As you know, we have been kind of quarantined for this past year, and with that, a lot of people have been sitting in front of the computers, not moving their body, and some of us have, like I actually have been really enjoying trying different, apps and all these exercises. I've been missing the gym, but I have, pivoted and learned to make my home my gym. And that's why I love our guest today, because she has amazing things that you can do right in the comfort of your own home. And I'm actually finding that I'm saving a lot of time, and my body actually feels better. Like I think I was pushing it almost too hard when I was going to the gym, and this period of time has allowed me to really slow down and be more mindful of my body, my purpose. And that's what I've been finding is happening out there with dating. Quite honestly, a lot of people are getting into relationships during this time, which is ironic, and not a lot of people were thinking that would happen, but it's because everybody has been slowing down that in some ways other things have accelerated. But I want to actually start this show off with a story of one of my clients. And, it's so important to take care of your body. And, when you look in the mirror and really embrace what you have, and you say to yourself, I'm hot, I'm sexy, I love my body, that is the attraction factor, quite honestly. And I know this to be true because I work with both men and women, and they all tell me that. It doesn't matter your size, your shape, your height, your ethnicity. It's when you're comfortable in your body. That's what people find sexy, right? Like people are always striving to have a different body. And it's really being happy with where you're at and the energy that goes with it. And that can be at any any kind of body shape that you are right now. Now with me, I focus on the clothes, of course. So no matter what, body shape you're at, I like to teach people how to dress for their body type. So whatever you're putting on really flatters that figure. Now, the person that I have on today, she's going to focus on actually reshaping your body and toning that up so that you feel energized and good within. I want to highlight a story that really emphasizes what we're going to share today. I have clients that, come from all over the world and they work on different things. And I always have these free breakthrough calls. And by the way, if anybody wants a free breakthrough call, I always offer that. You just go to my site, kimmyseltzer.com, and you can schedule it there, or you go to my Instagram at Kimmy Seltzer, and in that link, you'll see where you can sign up for that. Because to me, we're all so unique. I'm not a cookie cutter approach coach. I don't believe in one size fits all. I believe, we all come from different places, but at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. And here's the thing. Often when I have these calls, the first thing that people tell me is that they want to find love. They want to feel attractive. They want to find something different than what they had. Obviously, they're looking for some sort of change in their love life. But it's different for everyone. So this woman who I worked with, oh gosh, this was about 2 years ago, and it really stuck out in my mind because it pertains to what we're going to talk about today. She said, Kim, I don't understand. I did all this work on myself. I've gone to therapy for a long time. I really am starting to feel better about myself. But here's the thing, I go out, I'm really social on top of it. I really love men. In fact, I have a lot of guy friends, and I'm blessed in that I have a job where I'm meeting a ton of people all the time. I'm constantly networking, but for some reason, I never get asked out. And as we were exploring it a little bit more, she was sharing with me that there had been some shifts that were going on in her body. And before she gained weight, she was able to kind of, put herself out there more and feel more comfortable flirting because she was comfortable in her body. Well, fast forward, she had gained some weight. And after we did a little dissection of what was going on, because as a therapist, I'd like to understand where people have been, right? Because our past is connected to the future and the choices we make and the patterns that get created. It's not just oh, well, here, twirl your hair and now start flirting. I had to understand and get to the bottom of what was tripping her up. And here's what was tripping her up. Is that every time she was going out and talking to a guy, she had a realization that she was shutting down and she was putting on her friend zone gear. You know what I mean by that? She was putting on this facade that she was this kind of friendly girl, but not in a sexy sense. Because when she looked in the mirror, she really wasn't happy with what she saw. And she said, Kim, we can do all these things with my clothes and whatnot, but at the end of the day, I don't like my body. And so I know I'm shutting myself down. So this was a huge barrier for her, and I did do a lot of work on her flirting and her, social interactions and just helping her crank up the sexy dial. But it wasn't until she started instituting an exercise routine and then using what she was doing in the exercises, like going to the gym, going to CrossFit classes, and also that was an opportunity, of course, to meet men. It was twofold, right? As she was losing weight, she also was using it as a social network place. Because that's another thing. I mean, y'all, that men and women are at the gym, and hope, now things are starting, at least opening up here in LA, where people are starting to get back out there. But even as you're walking around, the world is your oyster. People are around you all the time. And I think sometimes people compartmentalize and it's well, I'm just going to go to the gym and I'm just going to work out. Well, for her, thank goodness we kind of put together a dating plan for herself where she was actually losing weight, going to the gym consistently, and using it to meet fabulous guys to practice on flirting. And so that's what she did. And she started, really kind of putting herself out there. She was feeling so empowered in her body. And I was seeing in her pictures how her body started, reshaping. And with that, the clothes started getting more form-fitting. And we changed her pictures on her online profile. And it was like the symbiotic relationship, right? With the outer and the inner. And her confidence, her sexy confidence just grew. And, then fast forward into the couple months of coaching, this guy that she had been flirting with at the gym ends up asking her out. That guy ended up being her boyfriend. So, with that, that is a beautiful story and an ending to the story of a new beginning of her life and a new beginning to her sexy confidence when she kind of put this shield that she had on, and in a way her weight was acting as her love shield because she was scared, right? And so she was keeping everyone kind of at bay and stuck in the friend zone. So that's why she wasn't getting asked out. She had a fabulous, personality. She had a great life. She was a great person, but she had to believe it. She had to feel it and see it. So what a great segue into bringing on my special guest. And I can't tell you how excited I am to bring her on. She just, we reconnected. We've been friends, and I've been on her show, and we've gone to a couple events together. And she's like, Kim, I saw you have a show. I'm like, oh my God, you have to come on because she is awesome. Oh, wait, somebody is saying, hi, Kim. Oh, hi, Sarah here. I'm wondering what kind of exercise Jill suggests for awakening metabolism, balancing hormones, and post-menopausal woman. Oh my God, what perfect question to ask Jill. So I'm gonna bring Jill on, and Sarah, she can answer that for sure. So I love that you guys are interacting already. If you're just joining us, make sure that you are clicking the follow button so that you can ask Jill questions as I bring her on. So besides being a wonderful friend, I wanted to share a little bit about her. I mean, she's amazing. She really focuses on the, bodies that are aging, such as moi. That's why I loved watching her videos. And it's really like regaining control of her bodies and eating habits. She's a physical transformation coach specializing in reshaping bodies, slowing down aging. Who doesn't love that? And reversing back pain for bodies over 40, 50, and beyond. I love this. She is an in-person and online fitness trainer, functional strength, nutrition, and health coach, and group fitness instructor with a 25 years plus, she's been doing this a long time, track record of transforming people's lives. Welcome, Jill. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Kimmy. It's so good to be here. Congratulations on your new show.
I'm
so excited to be a guest.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to have you. And this is such an important topic. And honestly, I feel like we should be talking about this periodically all the time, because I think, again, we can do all this inner work, as I mentioned before, but at the end of the day, if you're not happy with what you see in the mirror or feel in your body, it's not gonna integrate into that, confidence that really attracts people to people. And, so it does, it starts with within, and it also, from the outside, say, that's why I love you so much, because you do a lot of similar things and have that belief system of the things that I teach. So, we're a good match for each other.
Hey. We'll start dating after the show.
I know, right? I love it. See, she's flirting already. And that's the thing, folks. Flirting is about flirting with life. It's flirting about everybody, everywhere, anytime, any place. And that is with your girlfriends. It's really that energy and magnetism. Well, Jill, I read your bio and everything, but just hop on in and share a little bit about you and what got you into doing what you do and all that.
Well, what got me into doing what I do is the fact that I had a really low self-esteem. When I was in college, starting in high school, I started to gain a lot of weight. And I had a little bit of this body dysmorphic disorder because I was a skinny kid because I was just very anxious all the time. So I had a high metabolism. And then as I was getting older, I would look in the mirror and I would think, oh, you look kind of heavy, but no, you're a skinny kid. So it was the opposite of people who are anorexic who always see someone heavy. I was like, no, that can't be me. Anyway, so reality finally hit me when I started looking back at like pictures of high school and college graduation. I realized I had put on like 30 pounds, and I went to the gym. I was like, all right, I love to be physical. I was a very anxious kid, and whenever I would like swim or do a physical activity or go to my dance classes, it always calmed me. So I always gravitated towards exercise as an anti-anxiety and an antidepressant, because exercise is the most underutilized antidepressant and anti-anxiety drug, and food is the most overused antidepressant and anti-anxiety drug. So we overuse food and we underuse exercise, and that was certainly the case with me. I went to the gym. I was like in my 20s, and the guy puts me on a Stairmaster, and he goes, "Okay, you're going to do this 3 times a week, and then let me show you the weights. Now you're going to do this 2 times a week." And he said, do the Stairmaster 3 times a week for 20 minutes. I got on the Stairmaster, and I'm in my 20s, and I could not do 5 minutes of cardio. So yeah, couldn't do 5 minutes of cardio.
That's hard to believe given like who you are right now. Like, wow.
Yeah. So yeah. And welcome to my new little fitness studio. This is where all the magic happens for my online classes and my online workouts and my nutrition coaching. I just finished this studio, and so I could not, thank you. So I couldn't do 5 minutes of cardio, and I just said to myself, things are going to change now. And I just started turning the dial and started going the opposite way. And it wasn't meant to be my career, because that's not what I went to college for. It was just sort of my side hustle. And then my side hustle turned into my main hustle. And so here I am, 28 years later, still doing it. But I want to talk about all kinds of different things about getting started, because when something that's really interesting is when we were doing our little post today, Kimmy, and yesterday, I was saying that, yeah, let's lose the quarantine 15. It's time to lose the COVID 15 or the quarantine 15. Then I read this statistic, y'all, I'm from New York. I don't know where that just came from.
It sounded cute.
Okay, y'all. So, it's actually the average American. So in the United States, the average amount of weight gain has been noted at 24 pounds. So it's not even the COVID 15 anymore or the quarantine 15. It's now 24 pounds is the average amount of weight. That is extremely unhealthy. It's unhealthy to gain 5 pounds a year, which is normal after menopause. So I'm going to get to, I think it was Sarah's question about that. But so we do start to gain like a pound every couple of years, especially after our 40s. And then in menopause, it may get even more. And we really want to make sure that we lose that, because every pound that we gain as we get older actually diminishes our actual overall health. So if you've gained that 24 pounds, we've got to get started somewhere. But let me just, because I know Sarah was like the first person to chime in here. The one thing that we need to do to change our hormone profile for exercise-wise is doing high-intensity intervals. Now, a lot of women, as we get older, if you go to a gym, Sarah, you'll see that when you go to the gym, you'll see all the women, like, I don't know how old you are, but, post-menopause, we're probably close to similar age. They're all on the elliptical trainers, low impact, walking on the treadmill. They're just doing cardio at a low intensity. That is not the answer. The solution for actually changing your metabolism and your hormonal profile is to do short hits. So that's why, the classes that I teach online, my little virtual studio, is geared towards bodies over 40. And let me think, 4 of the days are high intensity interval days, and then 2 of the days are more steady state, like sets and reps and like bar Pilates type exercises.
Oh my God.
But the other days,
wait, can I just say something about that? I'm so happy to hear you say that, because I've been noticing that for myself. Because when I was younger, I used to run. And now I'm doing these like short intervals, and I was wondering, well, is that bad? Like, is that not as, good? Because I felt like, I love that you just, like, you gave me permission.
Yeah. And it's funny because most women, when you go to the gym, you see them on like one machine, some kind of elliptical usually, because they think it's low impact. And they're doing that for like an hour, and they're just like breaking a light sweat, and maybe like, just a light sweat. And that's it. And they think that as you get older, and here's the deal, Sarah, is as we get older, we have to work out harder, but also smarter. So it's not, if you have 90 minutes a day, sure, go ahead and do low intensity exercise if you have 90 minutes to spend on one machine. But if not, it's so much better to move your body in all different directions. We actually start to get very tight in our hip flexors when we do just one particular motion. We don't use our bodies in a side-to-side motion enough. So we really do ourselves a disservice as far as our range of motion and our joints, which also get a little crusty as we get older. So not only that, but it's also the hormone profile. So we actually reset our hormones by doing high intensity intervals. When we sleep, we generate growth hormone, which we lose as we get older. We also, and this was shown in some studies, that when we do these like high intensity short bouts, like it could be 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, or 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off, or 1 minute on, 1 minute off. So just like short bursts of like hard work has been shown to increase our mitochondria. And as we get older, we lose a lot of muscle. And with that muscle, we're losing cells. And as we're losing cells, we're losing mitochondria. So that's one of the reasons why as we get older, because we have less cells regenerating in our body, we actually feel a little more tired and lazy and a lower energy. And the energy source in every single cell in our body is something called a mitochondria. And the more mitochondria we have, the more energy we have. And that comes from high intensity interval training, and that's been shown in studies. So you will actually create more energy in your body and create human growth hormone. So while you're sleeping, you'll be building more muscle. And then one other thing now on the diet side, everybody, the one other thing that helps reset our hormone profile is also intermittent fasting. And I'm also a coach for intermittent fasting, something I started teaching about 3 years ago. And that also helps generate, done properly, you can't just like, willy-nilly it, but done properly, a proper intermittent fasting protocol will also increase human growth hormone. And what does that do? Creates more muscle cells. And what does that do? We have more mitochondria. What does that do? Now we have more energy as we get older.
That is awesome. And I think everyone's really relieved to hear it. Sarah says, thank you. Great answer. I have a question around that though, too. Is that the same for men? And like, is there differences in hormones? Because we have a lot of male listeners as well.
Yes, it's the same for men. Intermittent fasting protocols are a little bit different. Like it's easier for men to lose weight on any diet so for all of those of you who are in a relationship and you both decide to go on a diet at the same time, if it's a male-female relationship, I should say, you both go on a diet together, like, oh, honey, let's go, get to the gym every day. What happens is the man almost always loses more weight and loses weight faster. They create muscle faster and they lose fat faster. And then the woman in the relationship is always like, damn you.
I know. And then they eat so much
Damn
more. It's not fair. And then the woman gains even more weight because he's eating more and they have the big meals together. What about though because we have a lot of singles obviously listening to the show, and I know that there's usually this period of time, especially after a breakup, right? There's like this transformation that happens where people get in shape and they're really motivated and that kind of thing. But then I find sometimes people kind of lose that motivation over a while, because I know that you do a lot of work around procrastination and motivation, and I'd love to hear your tips around that.
So you want the tips on how to get motivated or how to get started, or what happens when your motivation wanes? So nobody's motivation stays forever, right? So even you look at the top athletes in the world and they have to actually create their own motivation. Motivation is like a muscle. Willpower is like a muscle. And so what happens is, why do we tend to binge eat or eat the crappy food? Why do we get the cravings for the crappy food at night? Because muscles get fatigued and they wear out. So at the end of a day, so if that's why most people who work out in the morning tend to be more consistent than people who try to work out at night. It's not your work schedule, guys, right? You can still go to the gyms are open till 10. It's not your work schedule. You've just lost your motivation, because motivation and willpower is a muscle. And after all that we've been through the course of a day, 60,000 thoughts, I think, is the number of thoughts that go through our head in a day. All these little micro decisions we have to make, what to eat, should I answer this call? Should I return this email? By the end of the day, your brain is like, And so our motivation and our willpower actually wanes by the end of the day. So one thing is, if you can find a way to work out in the earlier part of the day, you are more likely, I believe, to be consistent with an exercise program. And if you eat the bulk of your calories, and this is something else if you're also trying to lose weight, because I do nutrition coaching too, if you eat the bulk of your calories before the sun goes down, in the early part of the day, you're also more likely to lose weight. So try to do your workout in the earlier part of the day. It doesn't have to be 6 a.m., but maybe it could be your lunch break. Maybe you can do some power walking on your lunch break, especially if you're working from home. But you'll have more motivation, and that motivation will last if you don't try to put your workout off till the end of the day. Now, some people who are younger, if you're younger, like when I started working out, I was like, I want to go to the gym at 6 or 7 o'clock at night, do my workout. And then, I'm like 20 something years old. Let's go out to the bar now at 7:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. So if you're younger, yes, then workouts at night are great because you'll shower up at the gym, or you're all ready to go out and hit some clubs or restaurants. And if you're older, and this is in my many years of experience, that you'll be more consistent if your workouts are earlier part of the day. And then eating, if you eat the bulk of your calories closer to your workout, it'll also help you lose weight. And instead of waiting, so if you do your workout at 6 in the morning and then you have a giant dinner at 7 o'clock at night, it's going to be harder to take off some of that weight. Interesting, right? Anybody commenting on that?
Yeah, no, I think people are just enthralled taking notes. If you guys have any
comment on that, does that make sense?
Yeah, and while people are thinking about that, I really wanted to touch upon that motivation piece, because it is huge, and what you're saying is so true. And just as a therapist, when I help people with motivation, there's actually two kinds of motivation. There's intrinsic and there's extrinsic. Yeah. And, what's interesting about exercise is, I think, when you're away from it from a really long time, you need extrinsic motivation to get you going. And what that is so extrinsic, y'all, is the fancy way of saying you need some motivation, like motivators, like a reward or a consequence, in order for yourself to do it. So like what Jill's saying, if you say to yourself, if I'm gonna exercise for 3 days in the morning this week, then I'm gonna reward myself at the end of the week by doing X, Y, and Z, or whatever the reward is, that week, or for you. It's very personal, obviously. Now, intrinsic motivation has to do with things that you're just motivated to do inside. After a while, Jill, I'm like you now. I love exercise. I get up and I'm excited to do it. I don't need a reward because I've been doing it consistently over time. And that's the beauty about when you get into a routine, like Jill's saying, is that it'll just become an intrinsic motivating factor for you, because it'll be part of your day, and you'll start feeling energized with it. So I love that idea. Just that consistency and repetition really helps.
Yeah, so as far as getting started, the number one thing to do, and this is both tied to intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, is you have to find your why. Right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
You got to think, okay, I'm feeling kind of crap. I've been, sitting here in front of Zoom day in and day out for a year. I'm not getting off my butt. Now I'm losing motivation at the end of the day. So the first thing I ask people to do when I coach them is we have to know what your why is, because your motivation is always going to run out. Like I said, nobody has motivation forever. It's like a muscle. It gets fatigued and motivation's out the door. So you have to have your why. And your why is really, really important. For me, it was remember I told you I was 20 something years old. I'm this is humiliating. I was humiliated. And that was my motivation, was the humiliation of not being able to do 5 minutes of cardio. So you have to have a reason, is it your children, your grandchildren? You want to be more attractive to your mate. You want to be more attractive to attract a mate. It's something that has to be really important, because if it's not important enough at 6 o'clock at night when you haven't done your workout yet, it's going to go right out that door. So it's got to be really strong. And you have to remember also, after a few workouts, you have to remember how good you feel after. So you have to think of, what am I going to feel like if I don't do this workout now in an hour? What am I going to feel like if I do this workout now in an hour? If I continue not working out today, tomorrow, next week, next month, 3 months from now, a year from now, how am I going to feel? Are things going to be getting better? So there's a lot of self-dialogue to remind yourself, all all right, look at what happened this year. The COVID-15, maybe the COVID-24, hopefully not, but a lot of people, yeah. And so now, and then if this goes on for another year, is that going to be another 25 pounds? So it's always better to just think about what's going to happen if I don't do my workout, and then compare that to, well, what's going to happen if I just get off my butt and do my workout? And then the important thing is also to remember, a lot of people, they go off the rails and they just spiral. And they say, oh, well, I can't do my full 1 hour workout that I planned. Something is better than nothing, right? If it's just a matter of like doing 20 jumping jacks and 10 squats, that was better than just sitting on your butt and doing nothing. So I love when I coach my clients, we always start with the low-hanging fruit. I always go, okay, all else fails. What's the strategy plan if everything goes to crap and you can't do anything? The kids are crying, your dog is puking, your date just you pushed everything up an hour or whatever. Everything's going crazy. What can you do? Can you exercise for 2 minutes? Can you do a minute of jumping jacks and a minute of squats? And that is always going to be better than doing nothing. And then the next thing I have people do is, when I coach them at the end of the week or when I talk to them each week, is write down your wins, because people are so easy to go off the rails. They're so easy to say, well, I ate an Oreo, so I might as well eat 20. What?
Yeah.
Okay, so I might as well, all right, I ruined my diet, so I might as well eat 20. And then I say, well, how was yesterday? Oh, yesterday was all right. I didn't have too many carbs, and, I only had, like one piece of chocolate, and I didn't drink any wine. Like, okay, so that's a win. Now, why would you just want to go and do that? So you have to always, don't write down what went wrong. Always write down what went right. And these are positive affirmations. And this is going to get stuck in your brain stem. And only write down the wins that you had. As small as it was, like, oh, I didn't eat that extra cookie. That's a win. Like, I have one client, and she's like, oh, I really binged. My mom brought home challah. I don't know if you know what challah is. I know you do, Kimmy. But
I know
brought
what
this
challah is.
and it was delicious. And
it's bread, y'all. It's really good bread.
It's a type of bread. Think of like Jewish brioche. It's amazing. And
so good.
My mom brought home this, and then she brought home like all the stuff from the restaurant. And she's like, and I ate a whole bunch of it. And I go, well, what happened to the rest of it? She goes, I threw it out. And I said, well, that's the win. Don't think about the fact that you ate half of it. Think of the fact that you threw out half of it. It's all that, just the little mindset stuff of like, we always go to the negative. We always beat ourselves up. So another thing that you can do, another mind trick you can play, is when you want to beat yourself up, if you don't have a coach to go to, like I'll talk my clients through this, right? But if you don't have a coach to go to, you write down your wins, and then you talk to yourself as your best friend would talk to you. Right? What would your best friend say? Oh, you pig, you ate a half of challah and then you wasted the other half and threw it out in the garbage. And this is a true story. That's why I'm telling you about challah. What would your best friend say? Your best friend would be like, oh, well, tomorrow's another day. And all right, so you'll just not eat bread tomorrow. Okay. And that's it. And your friend will just be like, it's all right. I still love you.
Hopefully, if it's a good friend. Yeah.
Yeah. And be like, you ate challah. I cannot be your friend anymore. We're done. I'm out.
Right.
Peace.
Right.
So,
wait,
I just do that.
I want to commend it. It's so weird that you're talking about this, Jill, and this is why I love that you're on here and that, we could work together on this, because it's exactly what I do with dating. It's the same thing. People get overwhelmed and they're like, find me a soulmate, and they focus on the big thing. And what you're saying, and I just want to highlight, is when you're focusing on just those small tangible things that you can do that are the wins, they add up to the bigger success. And I have my clients who are in my Love Academy program do the same thing, to actually chart all their accomplishments when it comes to dating. So, if you all are listening to this and you are single and you want to lose weight, you can make a chart and put your fitness goals there, and then put your dating goals there. And every time you have a little win with each, put it down, mark it down, so you can see visually what you're doing right, not what you're doing wrong. And that is so true. And I love love that you're doing that and saying that to people, because it is so true. You know, I think another piece when you were talking about, like, if you're with yourself, and what if you do have like an accountability partner or coach or a friend that you can exercise with or hold you accountable. It was so funny. I was coaching this woman who was trying to keep to her exercise routine, and she just couldn't do it. Like, we tried everything under the sun. We tried doing like a reward system for herself. She tried to do it like, you know, internally. Nothing was working. Finally, I had to play hardball, and I said, okay, look, I want you to keep to the exercise routine for 2 weeks. Just give me 2 weeks. And I said, if you don't do it, we're not having our coaching call. End of story. She's like, no, you wouldn't do that. I said, oh, just watch me. So here's the funny thing is that Wednesday morning where she always gives up, she had me in her head saying, oh my God, Kim's not going to do her call with me. And so she did it. So she ended up, you know, doing her exercise, and it kind of broke. It was like a breakthrough for her. It kind of broke that barrier. And then she started continuing on and on and on. And that's all she needed to kind of get over that hump. And so I think both with accountability and like those tangible small wins are so powerful in that mindset switch.
Well, I like what you said about just having the wins and somebody to be an accountability partner with, or not even the wins, but just to have an accountability partner. Now, the first thing I always recommend, because you talked about overwhelm, if you have the opportunity, people always say, oh, I'm doing these YouTube workouts, or, oh, I'm doing like these, you know, like these streaming videos, which is great. But one thing that is so inexpensive and really helpful is to work out in a group Zoom class, because you'll see other people.
Oh yeah, those are fun. Yeah.
It's I know a lot of people don't love working out at home, and I don't know if you can see, but I have this like mat right there. It was like $35. It's the same stuff that they use at a gym floor, but not as heavy. And you can buy $35. You can buy like a gym floor matting. It's puzzle, like it looks like pieces of puzzle, and it feels just like a gym floor. And that's all the space you need. Like that space right there is about 5 by 8 or 6 by 8. That's really all you need. So if you can just lay something like that down, you have a gym area. I know a lot of people think, oh, I can't work out in my house. I don't have the space, or whatever I need to get out. If you just paint your walls, I painted my walls like a soft gray. I put down my little black mat, and that's how I teach my classes. And the classes, number one, will keep you accountable, because even if you can't do a live, up comes the Zoom link and say, here's what you missed. And then, you know, if you're part of a group, the instructor, like in which case it would be me, I'm talking to everybody like you're actually there. So you really feel drawn in. The one thing that I don't recommend about just doing YouTube videos, nothing against YouTube videos, is that there's no, like, unless you're doing it live, there's no real interaction. The people don't know who you are. It's like, this video has 700,000 views and you're just one of them. Which is fine, but you really want to find, like, so the big trend on YouTube now is just playing the music and the instructor just demonstrating, and they're not cueing you good form.
It's boring, you know what I mean? Too. Like, I get bored. I don't know.
They look pretty. They got a nice little graphics. Coming up next, burpees. Coming up next, squats. It looks really pretty, but I don't find it as motivating as someone talking to you. So, like, for example, if you are a beginner, on Amazon, I have a True Beginner series, which has been very highly rated. I think it has 5 stars. And that's about 25,000 people have gone through this program. And at least last time I checked. And, you know, I talk to you because I'm an instructor. I'm a coach. So I am talking to you. So even though I'm not there live, I'm envisioning the person. So I'm not just demonstrating the exercise and having you follow along with just music playing and no words. So if you're going to do online workouts, they're really inexpensive. Even those Amazon ones I was just telling you about that I did for beginners, they're so inexpensive. And I talk to you, right? As opposed to the videos where you're just following along. You know, and I mean, there's a lot of other avenues. I'm not saying mine's, you know, the only one out there, but I'm just saying the new trend that I see people doing is just following along to the instructor with no words. And that actually goes back to the 80s. That was the old school workout videos from the 80s.
I remember that.
I did those.
I'm a girl from the 80s. I do remember that. I had the like sweatband on.
I did those in my dorm room, turning on the television, like, oh, it's aerobics time. And I'm just following these girls in bikinis.
I know. And then do you remember the VHS? Like, I had the VHS versions. of all the workout. I know, it's so crazy. Wait,
Following
before
along the movements, and they're not talking and cueing. So it's really important to have some interaction. That's going to make you feel accountable. If you have an instructor or a coach that's actually talking to you, I find is really helpful. And then of course, if it's important enough to you, I always say the best investment you can make is in yourself. So if you can hire a coach, that's always the best way, because they're going to have a system. You don't have to think about anything. They're going to tell you what to do. You're going to come back. They're going to give you your homework assignment. You're going to be like, okay, I did my 3 workouts, or maybe I missed 1 workout. They're going to give you your strategy plan. They're going to go through your wins with you. So just like what Kimmy does, what you do for dating, I do for diet and exercise. And then we do our measurements, and, and it's very low hanging fruit. We just go step by step, and I have a system. So if you feel overwhelmed, all I can say is just get help. Just go to a professional, and they will just walk you through it. All that stress will be gone. How many people have ever said, oh, I got a health and nutrition coach, or I got a fitness and nutrition coach, or I got a fitness and health coach, and I really regret it? Said no one ever.
No,
no one.
It's the best.
What do they say all the time? 100% of the time, 100% of the time they say, I wish I started sooner.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. No, and y'all have to check Jill's stuff out. And actually, we're going to show it here on the show, her beginning series. So stay tuned for a second, but I just want to do a little commercial break. And knowing if you're just joining us, welcome to Kimmy's Love Hub. And make sure that you push the follow button, because by doing that, then you can interact with us and ask us questions. And we actually have some more questions, Jill, coming in. So what I'd love to do is answer some questions, and then I want to talk a little bit about nutrition too, and then maybe share some of your video and exercises, because I know a lot of the ladies want to see it done. It's one thing to say it, another thing to see it.
I'm pulling it up on my phone.
Yeah, okay, so exactly.
So I can see the questions too.
Okay, so one question is, how frequently do you suggest doing measurements, weekly, monthly, or other? Like, I guess body measurements.
Well, it depends on where the person is starting. So if you're the kind of person who feels very, if you're the type of person that gets defeated easily, then I would say to do it every 2 to 3 months. If you're the type of person who loves numbers, and if you feel like you are really like in the program, you're like really entrenched, then I would say do it once a month. So not once a week, but once a month. And I'm going to also blow your mind with something. So for measurements, weighing yourself, you can do weighing a few times a week, and I'll tell you why in 1 second. But measurements once a month, if you're the kind of person who doesn't get too defeated, if you know that you're like the negative self-talk type of person, then do it every 2+ months, right? So I usually have people do it 6 to 8 weeks, right? So people who just get demoralized. Now, one of the reasons why measurements are good is because the numbers don't always show up on the scale, right? So you will sometimes feel like you're not losing any weight. So if you're in apple shape and you gain most of the weight around your middle, because your arms and your legs are going to be losing the weight fastest, your belly area is going to look bigger in relation to the muscles toning up and the fat burning off the arms and legs. And then I have a client like this, and she's like, oh, I'm not seeing any results. I'm like, well, how are your arms and legs doing? Oh, my arms are getting definition. My butt's smaller. My hips are smaller. My legs are getting really toned, but my stomach's not going anywhere. I said, take a tape measure and see. It's just the relationship, because some people who are apple shapes, they lose weight faster here and in the legs. So it looks like the abdomen is not losing as many inches. That's because they're just losing it slower, mind blow. And then same thing if you're a pear. Yeah, if you're a pear, you're still going to be, toning up and losing muscle from, gaining muscle and losing fat from all over. But your hips, if you're pear shaped, you lose it there last. So take the measurements, because it's going to look like your upper body's getting really tiny and your hips are going nowhere. But I guarantee you're losing something from everywhere. It's just if you're pear shaped, you lose it here last. If you're apple shaped, you lose it here last. I'm naturally an apple shape. So the first place you gain weight is the last place you lose weight, generally speaking. So if you put on your weight here first, that's going to be the last place you lose it from, right? So just bear with me now. Now, as far as the scale goes, the scale lies. And what I mean by that is you can fake weight gain. Follow me on this. You can fake weight gain, but you can't fake weight loss, right? So somebody gets on the scale, they're like, I'm 122 pounds today. Oh, tomorrow I'm 124 and a half pounds. You cannot gain 2.5 pounds of fat in a day. That is water. You cannot gain 2.5 pounds in a week. You have to have a surplus of 3,500 calories that you did not burn off in any particular way, that you have to have a surplus of 3,500 calories. That's an entire cheesecake. So maybe if you sat down and you ate an entire cheesecake every day for a week, yeah, you probably gained a couple of pounds of fat. But so you can fake weight gain, meaning water weight. Something had a lot of sodium in it. Maybe you didn't finish digesting. You didn't go to the bathroom completely and evacuate everything that day. And so I recommend maybe getting on the scale a couple of times a week, and whatever you are, you're pretty much the average of that, or you're the lowest weight. All right. So for example, I had a client say, oh, I'm 117 pounds. Oh, I'm 118 pounds. But 2 days ago, I was 115 pounds. I'm like, you're 115 pounds. I was like, the other weight is water. And then 2 days later, she does like a nice sweaty workout. She just gets all sweaty. You can't lose a pound in a workout in one day. If you lose a pound after one workout, that's water. So she gets on that. So she did a hot, sweaty workout. She didn't burn 3,500 calories. That's running an entire marathon and then doing a boot camp. Right? That's a marathon and a boot camp. And so then she gets on the scale the next day after the sweaty workout, all the water comes out. Now she's back to 115 pounds. I said, I told you, you're 115 pounds. You can't fake the scale going down unless you're on the space station. So you can't fake negative weight, but you can fake weight going up. That's usually just water retention.
That's so interesting. And
you're the lowest weight that you saw over a couple of days.
It makes so much sense. Like I'm thinking about it as you're saying it, like with my own body and how it like has transformed. And the other thing I'll say of measurement, and this is just from an image consultant point of view, is that as you're shifting weight, I mean, a lot of times people will hold off and not buy clothes as they go up and down, in the weight. And I always say, like, there's no reason why you can't buy something that's fabulous, that can flatter your particular body type. So if you're a triangle, if you're an inverted triangle, whatever that is, because whether you gain weight or not, and what Jill's talking about sometimes is just water retention, there are certain cuts that flatter that figure that will go with you no matter what. And so that will also help you feel more body confident as you're like, fluctuating in that weight. And so, and I'll talk to y'all later about the clothes aspect, but yeah, like just knowing your body type and like the differences in the way that you work out will help you be more confident in your body and how you move. You can't compare yourself to other people. And that's the other thing too, that I think, you see these other women and they don't have any stomachs. And then you have somebody else. It's like, why do I have a stomach? It's just like we each have a particular body type. But with that, I was curious about the whole nutrition aspect of it, because I was wondering, like, as you coach people with nutrition, does that also help with the water retention and gaining and all that kind of jazz?
Well, absolutely. That's what you eat is what causes water retention.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm really big on intermittent fasting. And I have different protocols, and everybody starts in a different place. But intermittent fasting really helps, because what happens is, your body, so just everybody grab a pen, make a note. Your body cannot burn fat in the presence of insulin. Insulin is the fat storage hormone, and it's an anabolic. It's a growth hormone, makes things grow, including muscles, but also fat. So whenever you eat, unless you're eating like a ketogenic diet and you're eating absolutely no carbs, you're only eating like fat and a little bit of protein. If you're on any other type of diet, insulin is going to get, as soon as you eat, insulin is going to get pumped out of your pancreas. And while that insulin is floating through your blood, taking the food that you ate, carrying it to fat cells, to liver cells, to muscle cells, your body cannot burn any fat until the insulin's done. And one way to just get all of that insulin and the glycogen that it's carrying around your bloodstream, one way to be able to access fat stores is to be on the appropriate intermittent fasting protocol. And then your body can actually start accessing fat. This is a huge thing that I don't know. I mean, if anyone is our age, you remember Nancy Reagan. And Nancy Reagan, who's very small and tiny, ate like a bird, and she ate 5 or 6 meals a day. And you eat 5 or 6 meals a day? Yes,
Did
I eat
she
5
really?
or 6. Oh yeah, this was huge. Like, because I was just getting interested in nutrition, and exercise at the time, because I was overweight during those Reagan years. Okay, those are those years I was telling you about, 80s, and and when I should have been in good shape. I was gaining and gaining. So my ears perked up and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And so they used to think that lots of small meals a day is going to keep your metabolism up. That has been disproven. So if you think that keeping your insulin levels or your blood sugar levels steady by eating small meals throughout the day is good for you, you're actually preventing your body from burning fat. All you're burning are those meals that are coming in. Now, if you're only eating, say, 1,300 calories a day or 1,400 calories a day, and you're doing like a little bit of walking routine, you're doing a little working out, then that's okay, because you're in what's called a calorie deficit. So when your body, as you know, burns more calories than you put in, you'll start to lose weight, unless you have a metabolic disorder, which if you've gained 25 pounds this past year, you are putting yourself into a metabolic syndrome, which is going to make it even harder to burn fat. So that's another reason why I love these intermittent fasting protocols. It's going to help you burn the fat that is in your body, because as soon as you get that insulin out, your body can now access fat. And a lot of people don't know that, and I think that is one of the most important things, that those small meals throughout the day, all you're burning are those small meals throughout the day, unless you're in a caloric deficit.
Right. Well, and you're kind of
very small meals.
Yeah, no, and you're kind of answering one of the questions that somebody had, and I think it probably is unique to the person and what they're doing in their diet and exercise. But she was asking, what can you expect, like, the average woman to lose, like, in a week? Like, how many pounds that's what she was asking. Is there a certain number?
Pound. Yeah, 1 pound a week.
1 pound a week.
The average person can lose 1 pound a week on doing diet and exercise. Yeah.
Wow. Actually, that's a lot more than I thought. That's awesome.
It could be more, it could be less. If you have metabolic syndrome, meaning your blood sugar levels are high, your fasting glucose is high. If you have risk factors like heart disease risk factors, if you're overweight and you're carrying a lot of weight around your belly, visceral fat, that's called, like you're pre-diabetic, which is metabolic syndrome. It's harder to lose fat. Your body, what happens is people who have a metabolic syndrome, meaning their metabolisms are just messed up, they have a harder time burning fat because they're carb burners. And then people who work out regularly and eat a healthier diet, and they have healthy metabolisms, are fat burners. So the fat burners, and then there's carb burners. So, like, again, I go back to intermittent fasting again, different protocols for my clients based on their lifestyle and their experience and what they eat and blah blah blah. But that's one way to guarantee that they'll actually start getting into fat stores, because once there is no carbohydrate left to burn, or glycogen, which is stored form of carbohydrate, I'm getting like into the weeds here, but once there's no food to burn, what are fat cells? Why do we have fat cells? Fat cells is what our body uses for fuel when there is no food. Right? And that's why if you are eating food all day long, you cannot burn fat. Fat is your reserve energy. That's what it's for. It's for when there is no food. We would be dead. The human race would not have existed. We did not have, one of the reasons I tout intermittent fasting is because it absolutely aligns with our nature, right? It was only 100 years since we had a refrigerator. 50 years since we had Tupperware. Only 100 years since we had refrigerators, but we had maybe oil lights and candles for like 500 years. So go back before that, we didn't have farming beyond 10,000 years ago. That's when agriculture started, 10, 12,000 years ago. Before that, our bodies were like, oh, we have food now. Good, let's eat. Oh, we don't have food now. Let's not eat. That's why we have fat cells, to store the extra calories. So it's really important to not eat all day long. Do not have 3 meals a day and 2 snacks. You know where that came from? That came from the food industry. Food industry said 3 meals a day and 2 snacks, because they want you to buy more food.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. Well, this is a lot of food for thought, as they say, literally. But I would, I know everybody's kind of like dying to maybe see that video that you were talking about. And also, if you wanted to demonstrate any exercises, I have the video up actually. And so Andy, I don't know if is he there? I don't know if he's able to pull it up here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Do you see it on the screen there? Now,
I'm going to pull up my screen and see it.
I am going to play a little bit of it because first of all, I love your yellow pants. Can I just comment on your
Athleta.
And so we're going to talk about after this also how to look cute while you are working out. So here you go.
Separate your feet. We're going to get oxygen into our bodies. Nice tall stance. Inhale up and exhale down. And let's do 4. So 3 more. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Soften your knees. Keep your heels on the ground. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. All right, guys. Now we're going to reach up and stretch out those ribs. You were probably sitting around for a while before you started this. And even if you didn't, I doubt you opened up your rib cage. So let's do 8, 7, 6. Feel the stretch between the ribs and hips. And 4, 3, 2. Now give me a little reach around diagonal for 8, 7, 6, 5,
0 to
4, 3, 2, and 1. Now just stand with your feet apart. Bend them a little bit like you're going to sit in a chair, but don't. And now we're going to...
When I was watching this, and I started doing a little bit of it this morning, is that it's gentle on the body, but you still feel like you're working out. That's why I like how you just do like things that are simple yet effective. And oh my God, look at your arms. Can we just say, can we all just notice your arms for a second? Jill, look at you. I like your shoes too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was very coordinated that day. Buff arms, thank you.
So I noticed you're doing a lot of like low impact. What is your stance on doing, like, do you ever go to the high impact, and is that bad for your body?
Great question. Okay. So what we have are these things called fast twitch and slow twitch muscles. Mm-hmm. Slow twitch muscles are the muscles that you run a marathon with. They have a lot of mitochondria and they last a long time, but they're not fast and powerful. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then we have fast twitch muscles, which are the sprinter muscles. So Usain Bolt got a lot of fast twitch muscles. So they're meant for short bursts of power. And as we get older, the muscles that we lose after about 30, 35 years old are the fast twitch muscles. How do we maintain them? By doing some jumping and some impact. But it's not appropriate for everybody, right? Maybe you have hip arthritis or injuries with your spine. Like I actually, I was born with really 2 bad genetic problems. I was born with hip dysplasia, like my German Shepherds had. And so, I have hip arthritis from like nature, genetics, thanks Dad. And then I have a spine condition that I was also born with my family on the other side of my family has a spine disorder. So I wound up getting both of those. So as I got older, I had to really tone down the impact. So what I do, like my classes I was telling you about that I do on Zoom, my classes are high intensity, low impact.
That is really great. Yeah, I have back problems too, so I would definitely prefer this. And for anyone who is interested and you're just chiming in, you can find her beginning series. This is Jill Brown that we're talking to. Just go on Amazon. It's Jill Brown Beginner Series, right? And they can find it.
It's called True Beginners.
Oh, True Beginners. Okay,
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, True Beginners. Yeah, so it's about like as we get older, we want to maintain those fast twitch muscles because those just disappear with a process that's natural to the body called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is literally age-related muscle loss, and we start to lose it at about 35. And if you don't use it, you lose it. So what I do is I do high-intensity exercises, but I'm not doing like massive jumps, some jumping jacks. You want to do a little bit of impact, whatever's tolerable for your body, whatever doesn't make it hurt that night. If you're hurting when you go to bed that night, probably not the right workout. Let's readjust the next day, try something different. So you want the intensity to be up, but you might not want the impact. Now, if you're younger, then, have at it. But, always be careful because once you start, one injury will create another injury, over time. So raise your hand.
Yeah, no, that's I think the shocking part about the aging body is that, you know, and this goes more into the psychology and how we view ourselves, right? Like as we look in the mirror, like we all remember what our bodies used to be, what they used to do. And sometimes people live in the past and there's a lot of regret with that. And then they have a hard time moving forward. And that means movement and exercises. It means movement in their dating life, like whatever it is. And sometimes then people just stay stagnant. And I think what your message is about and my message is about is like just get moving, right? And embrace what you do have rather than what you don't have any longer. And that's the thing, because we all do shift in our bodies, and just be like grateful that the fact that we can exercise, just the fact that we can exercise, you know, right? And we may be limited in some ways, but yeah, I think that's really important.
We can always increase our intensity. That's the mistake people make, is like, oh, I'm 60 years old, I have to do everything gentle, or I'm 45, I have to do everything gentle. You can still increase. There's ways to increase the intensity without increasing the impact on the body.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, with that, since you have this cute little gym behind you, I was wondering, like, are there any like easy exercise? Like if somebody has not gone to the gym or even like attempted to exercise, what would you recommend them doing? Any like quick exercises you could demonstrate?
So I recommend getting out of your chair.
And I wish I could. Like I'm kind of stuck behind this like beautiful studio right now.
The chair.
Oh my.
The most functional exercise in the world. Let me grab this conveniently. I have a bench right here. I didn't even know it was going to be there. I'm going to turn it to the side. So one thing is, speaking of getting out of a chair, one of the most functional exercises we do is we sit and we stand. And sit.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And stand. So just sitting and standing. And notice this bench is nice. My hips are just a little bit above my knees, which is you can go lower than that, but if you have hip problems or if you're getting a little bit older, you know, just hips about knee height or just slightly above, and just start hinging back at the hips, push through your heels to come up. Right, so I'm tapping my butt back. It's like you're sitting in a toilet. When you lose the ability to sit and stand, getting in and out of your car is going to be hard. Going to the bathroom is going to be hard, right? You'd be like,
right.
So that's one thing. Another thing is if you're sitting a lot, just balance on one leg. Just stand there.
Oh, balance is huge. Yes.
On one leg. Do things on one leg. And then do things with one arm and one leg. So what I mean is, if you're going to be lifting weights, you don't always have to do two weights at the same time. You can do one arm, and then you can do the other arm. So you can be brushing your teeth and doing some bicep curls. You can change hands, brush your teeth. If you're ambidextrous, do some bicep curls. So you can always find a little bit of a way to do some activity. Another big one is plank. So not everybody can do a plank on the floor. Like I still have a client who's obese, and we can't get clinically, and we can't get her, you know, into a full plank. But I can lean her up against a wall, or just have her be on a bench and do a modified plank. Once you can do a plank like this, then you can start working on doing things like push-ups, but you don't have to worry about those yet. But sit and stand, balance on one leg, do things at an angle so that you're not always in the same place. So I'm going to do some squats like this. I'm going to take my leg off to an angle, and then side to side movements. Because as we get older, we start to get really tight in the this IT band, this iliotibial band.
Oh my God, mine is so tight right now. So that's normal?
Well, it's from overusing the muscles that take you forward. So if you do elliptical, if you do running, if you do bicycle, if all your movements are this way, you're going to get tight iliotibial IT bands, and they're really painful to stretch out. So one thing I always do is I have people move sideways. Right. So did you notice in that warm up, one of the first things I did was move sideways?
Yeah.
Right. So that prevents you from getting too tight in the iliotibial band. So those are some things that I recommend. And then if you're on a walking program, low hanging fruit, change up the pace. Like listen to a song, and every time you hear the chorus, walk really fast. And then when it goes into the refrain, you know, slow down, and then the chorus, speed up, you know. So just change your pace a lot.
I have a question, and it's just because I do these at home, but I wondered what your thoughts are. These bands, Well, how do you feel about them? I've been enjoying just incorporating that into my exercise.
I live for them. I'll show you mine.
And for those of you, of course, I have it here up at, I have one.
You want, by Booty Bands. So the fabric bands, these ones are the ones that go, and they have them all over Amazon. So the fabric
I have the
band,
limb resistance ones up here, and if you can see them, I don't know if they're up yet, but
I'll show you the difference. So these type of bands that are fabric with elastic on the inside, these are called booty bands, and you use these above the thighs for moving sideways. Another really important exercise I'm going to show everybody. Everybody should do this every day. It's called a hip bridge. You're lying down. We're just going to drive the hips up. Tap the floor.
yeah, those feel good. I like
so important for people with back pain.
Yeah.
And so I also have a back pain program that's not on Amazon. Sorry.
It's anyway, on Amazon?
It's not on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. Okay.
Yeah, it comes on an app. But so I have a back pain program that relieves back pain and builds up the booty muscles, and you will be using fabric bands. And then these are the latex bands. The latex bands are best for around the ankle and feet, and the fabric bands are best for around the thighs.
Is there something you can do with your arm? Like, is there an exercise for the arms that are good that you like? 'Cause that's something I could do with you.
I put it around my wrist like this, and I push out, and you're gonna feel the shoulders work, and then hold. So get to a wide position and hold as long as you can. I do a class called Tank Top Arms. And this is one of the regular exercises.
That's why your arms are rocking. Everybody, if you just do what Jill says, you too could look like Jill. Your arms are amazing.
I do them, thank you. And then do them this way.
Oh, okay.
And then you can do triceps like this.
And I like these bands too because they come in different like resistance. You know, like some medium, some.
Yeah. They usually come in a pack. So this is a tricep exercise. So I hold it up by my shoulder and press down. So if you were ever at the gym, there was an exercise that was like the...
I don't know that one.
Yeah. And that one.
Oh, that feels good.
Flat bands and bands with handles, all kinds of bands. Another one you can do with this for your big back muscles is you can put your foot in it like this. You can see my foot. Let me back up a little bit. Oh, there, got that in the shot. And then you can row.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that works big lat muscles. The muscles back here.
And I like these too because then you can travel with it too. That's the other thing about like when you travel, I tend to get lazy, you know, and now like you have to be so careful in the gyms. I think, you know, are there any other like exercises or equipment that you would recommend when traveling?
I take my bands. I take my latex bands and my fabric bands.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then sometimes I take, if I have a little extra space, I'll take a TRX, so a suspension trainer, and I have bands with handles. So I usually take a lot of bands and a jump rope. As if you can
a jump rope. Yeah. I love jump rope. It reminds me of being like in kindergarten. it's like it's carefree.
Jump rope it's believe it or not, it's low impact, right? Because you're only like an inch off the floor, maybe 2 inches off the floor. So it's not I always remind people that there's a difference between low impact and no impact. Right? Low impact would be like jumping jack, jump rope. Skipping is low impact, but it's not no impact. No impact means 1 foot, and technically, textbook speaking, 1 foot stays on the floor at all times.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh my gosh, I'm learning like so much from you today. This is so great. And
I got a lot of stuff up in here.
A
lot of years.
Well, and the other thing that I want to say about all the stuff that we're talking about and how it relates to just how we feel is that there's been, I just had a really big talk with somebody, is that, we're so focused these days, especially on what's up here, like, and all these things we have that's going on in our mind, and we're not spending enough time in our body, right? And part of what is attractive, especially when you're out on a date, is when you are more in your body and you're feeling body confident. And with that is positive body language too, because when you're not feeling good in your body, that's going to show. Like, you might look anxious in your body. You may have, like, you know, your posture might be off because you're just not comfortable, right?
That was me. I was that person.
So what, yeah, I would love to hear that. Like, what transformed for you as you were starting?
I was not always fit. I mean, I was a skinny kid, but then everything changed when I, you know, got hormonal. The exercise changed everything in my life. And that's why you'll hear this from most people who become exercise advocates, you know, is that it changed our lives in every way. It gave us more confidence. It made us care more about, because once you start exercising, now you're going to think twice about what you're eating. So if you have a crap diet, as soon as you start exercising regularly, you're going to start thinking, oh, well, now am I going to put that in my body now after I just did this like amazing workout? So health begets more health. Once you start getting a little healthy, you want to get a little more healthy and a little more healthy and a little more healthy. And then things also go the opposite way. Like I said, it's like, well, I had one Oreo. Well, I might as well have the whole box. It's like, once you get on a negative, when you start to feel bad about your body, then you start to not, with exercise, because you're not moving. Right. Now you start thinking like, well, now it doesn't matter what I eat. Now it doesn't matter how much I drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's so true. It all like kind of works together, and that's why like the mind and body is so important to pay attention to. This isn't just like superficial stuff that we're saying. It's like, oh, well, you know, if we just are happy on the inside, it's like, no, like this all is related and connected, and when it comes to our confidence overall. So yeah,
and exercise does increase our happy hormones. They increase your serotonin and dopamine. So it literally changes your brain chemistry 100%. It changes your whole brain chemistry to start exercising, even if it's just a little bit. Even 10 minutes will change. You've heard about the 7-minute workout. Even that will change your brain chemistry.
Yeah, and I feel it. I mean, I know like when I'm off of, you know, exercise for a while, I do feel sluggish. I don't feel as happy. And so I think that's also an important piece. And again, like that positivity is also so important when it comes to dating. Like it's just so important. Well, Jill, this is, I mean, we could literally talk about this for like hours and hours. Any just like last words of wisdom or, you know, things that you wanted to share? Definitely like remind everybody how they can find you, what you offer people. Like, please share.
Okay, well, I'm Jill Brown, and my company is Jill Brown Fitness, and I'm a functional strength and nutrition and a health coach. And so I work with people either just if you want to take classes with me and we just do our workouts together. Like I said, I'm talking to you, I'm coaching you, even if you can't do them live. I have Zoom classes. So if you look up Jill Brown Fitness, you'll find them under programs. As somebody who's a back pain sufferer from nature, or let's say the Grossman side of my family. Sorry, guys. Sorry, cousins.
Poor Grossmans.
Like poor Grossmans. Sorry, guys. But they have the bad gene for my back. So I have the Ultimate Pain-Free Back Program, which you can also find on my website, Jill Brown Fitness. And so one time comes to you on an app, and you just follow along in the program. And then I also do personalized packages. So if you want to set up a call with me, I do a free breakthrough call, just like Kimmy does for dating and for self-love. And so I help you with all these types of issues that we talked about, whether it's changing your nutrition, changing your mindset, changing your exercise routine. So I offer all of that, the classes, the coaching, the VIP coaching, one-on-one coaching, and then the app. And then also, as we know, on Amazon, I've got the True Beginner Series. If you just want to follow along with me doing 10 workouts, that'll take you from beginner to intermediate.
Well, what I love about you is you really are a one-stop shop. And I love how like holistic you are in your approach. It's not just about eating something or throwing a couple exercises on someone. It really is taking a look at, you know, the person and what they need, but in such a, you know, really holistic way. So I appreciate that. And you work with clients all over. They can work with you virtually, right?
Yeah, anywhere. And what I recommend is not to buy diet books because, you know, diets, they're very demoralizing. It's like, oh, I had these great results. I did the keto diet or I did this diet. You definitely want things to be more customized. You really want to have somebody look at what you eat, who you are, what your lifestyle is. Because if you just follow a book that was written just for like general information purposes, you'll lose the weight, but then everybody gains it all back. And if I can leave everybody with one little bit of advice, if anybody out there has been a yo-yo dieter, if you've done a diet and it did great and you lost 30 pounds and then you gained back 35, and then you did another diet and lost 40 pounds and then gained back 45. Well, the reason why you gain back the weight after a diet is that your metabolism slows down as you lose weight. So if you don't adjust your workouts and your calorie intake as you're losing weight, as soon as you start eating somewhat normal again, you don't even have to be eating overeating. As soon as you go back to eating normal, now at a slower metabolism, you put the weight back on faster. So, 2 words, Oprah Winfrey. You saw that happen.
I love it. I love it. Jill.
I love you, but you yo-yo dieted. You ruined your metabolism.
Wait, before you leave that, one last question, because it relates to what you just say. Like, the people who do yo-yo, and I think there's also a tendency, like the way people will get motivated and do things. Sometimes it's like an all or nothing approach, right? Like they'll do it, go, and then boom, they quit. And it's this like, sometimes even with addiction or, other things that they're struggling with. Do you have any tips around how people can get more steady too, so it doesn't go like, sporadic like that?
Yeah, what we said in the beginning is that we want to find our why. What is your reason? And, we all, in America especially, we want a quick fix, right? And the faster you lose the weight, the faster you're going to gain it back, right? Now, I'm not saying that somebody asked what's the average amount of weight that you can lose in a week. It's usually 1 pound. You can lose 30, you can burn those 3,500 calories in a week. But, you really want to find something that's going to fit for your life. Not something that's going to be like a book that you're going to read, follow, and then put on a shelf, right? So your motivation comes down to seeing success. The more success you see, the more motivation you have. But then when you start to see things in reverse, like I said, that one cookie turns into a box. Once you start seeing things go in reverse, then you lose motivation completely. So ask for help. Get a coach. Maybe just get 10 sessions. Yeah, get help. Have an accountability partner. Track things. Use an app. Anything that'll help keep you ritualistic. But definitely, if you hire a coach, they're going to be with you. It's like their responsibility to keep you on track.
That's great. Jill, thank you so, so much for coming on and sharing your wisdom. And for any of you who want to continue on with her, she's amazing. And, again, Jill Brown is her name, and you can find her all over the place. So, thank you again for being here. And let's get together and in real life, as they say.
Yeah, not Insta life.
Right,
but,
exactly.
By the way, it's Jill Brown Fitness, because I found out there's a lot of Jill Browns out there. So Jill Brown Fitness will take you to everything that's me.
But there's only one you, Jill. And
That's true. But there's a lot of other just Jill Browns out there.
Yeah. JillBrownFitness.com. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Jill. I'll see you hopefully soon.
Okay.
Bye. All right. Oh my gosh. Well, that was awesome. And I think, what really it made me think so much of what she was saying, how similar it is to dating, right? Like having that accountability, having the motivation to just get started. Like I have so many people say, oh, I don't know how to online date, or I don't want to put up my dating profile until, or first I'll lose weight and then I'll put up dating profile. There's so much waiting that people do. Well, fast forward a year later, you're still waiting. And so ask yourself, what are you waiting for? What can you do today to put yourself into action? And it's like Jill was talking about, one small win that you could practice in a consistent amount of time is going to add up to that bigger success. And that is both with your fitness goals and your dating goals. So with that, I actually wanted to share some products because, of course, we are here to share, and because I want you also feeling good in your body, there are things that you can put on your body as you're either losing weight, or maybe you're not losing weight and you're happy with what you have, but maybe you're not happy about what you look like in the mirror, or when you see yourself, you're not seeing your sexy self. And so it's different to be, you know, happy with your maybe work clothes or, you know, your mommy or your daddy clothes. But have you thought about how cute you can look in your casual, sexy dating clothes? And here's the thing. So I actually have on something that I'm going to share with you. I actually have the items that I have on my body that I will share with you on Amazon. Before I get into the clothes piece though too, I wanted to, you know, the things that have been motivating me at home, these are just one of the bands that, you know, I like this line in particular. It's the limb resistant loop exercise bands. And if you missed it, definitely go to the replay so that you can see Jill demonstrate. She had all these amazing arm exercises that you can do. But what's so great about them is you can travel with them and there's no excuse. Like I hear that all the time. Oh, well, I didn't have time. I didn't have the equipment. I didn't have the space. And as Jill said, you don't need a lot of space. And if you have a band, you can do it while you're on Zoom calls and nobody will even know. Like you can do little things, you know, just to get your body moving. This is all about movement. That's what we're talking about. So these are really affordable as well, which I like. I mean, oh my God, $7.98. There is literally no excuse for getting something. And the different, by the way, if you're new to the band system, each band has a different like resistance, right? And so like, I just thought this is a really nice one. It comes with, you know, a little case and whatnot. Also, you know, Jill talked a lot about the back pain, and I do have a lot of back pain. And one of the things that has been really helpful in alleviating some pressure points for me are the trigger point grid foam roller. This is an amazing thing. I do this every day. I want you to see this. And if you can see it up close, there's little like ridges. And when you roll it on certain parts of your body, like your back and also your arms, your legs, it's like a deep tissue massage. But I love it. Like I'll be watching TV and I'm just rolling on this thing. So again, it's not time intensive. It's something that really helps for me release a lot of the things that like Jill was talking about. I must be doing a lot of forward movements because the side part of my legs get really, really, the T-band, as she was saying, gets really, really sore. And this kind of instrument right here takes care of those pressure points. So again, here it's on Amazon and very affordable. I mean, it's $40, but you know, my God, I would pay literally like $100 for this, even if it was $100, because it really helps me with pain. And you know, that's the thing. A lot of times people don't put value in themselves. Like they'll purchase something like a TV or a computer because they're seeing the value of that, but it's usually something that might be outside of who you are and what you value in yourself and how you think of your own health. I see this all the time with dating. You know, people will invest in maybe a trip or, you know, something else that they could have invested in themselves and working on, you know, feeling good about themselves and happy, because at the end of the day, like, that's what it's all about. Your happiness, your love for yourself. That's what's going to attract that person. And so I invite you to think about all the things that we were talking about tonight in relation to your body. Invest in yourself, and whether that is, you know, hiring a coach like Jill, hiring somebody like me, whatever it is, somebody that can invest in your happiness, because then you can go on the trips. Then you can attract that partner. Then you can walk out into a bikini with confidence, right? Like those are all the things that matter. It is really that happiness factor. The other thing that I found really something that makes me happy, I have really sore feet. I don't know about you all, but this massage ball, I forgot it at home. It was literally on the table and I was gonna demonstrate it for you. But it's a spiky deep tissue ball that I like to use. I mean, it can be used on the back and other parts of the body, but I love it for the feet. Who doesn't love a good foot massage? Like, are you kidding me? I miss that actually, because I used to do that regularly, going to get my like little foot massages. And I'm gonna take these off. Ugh. And this is great because I do this while I'm at the computer, and I can do this, you know, anytime, any place, anyhow. And again, really affordable, $8.97, y'all. So, I mean, just even getting these little things will make a big difference in the way that your body feels. Okay, so you worked out. You're gonna get an exercise routine, like Jill was saying. You have things that are making you feel relaxed in your body. Now it's time to go out and look cute. Okay, here's the thing that a lot of people say is like, Kim, you know, especially with COVID, there is this thing, and I talked about this on last week's shows, called the COVID clothing look, right? Like we've all gotten really comfy and we don't have to even worry about what's going down below because most of us are Zooming or going on these video meetings and dates. And with that, there's been some trends that are happening that is more, they're calling it, you know, the loungewear. The loungewear is in, it's trending, but it doesn't mean that you have to look frumpy as you're doing it. So last week I shared a really cute outfit that it was jeans and a nice little peasant top that is casual, but it's still very sexy and cute. I wanted to demonstrate an athletic look. So I'm wearing, some of you were probably like, for those of you who know me, have you ever seen me in a sweatshirt? Like who's here that knows me? I don't think I've ever like gone on air with a sweatshirt because I'm always like, you know, talking about a dating image and whatnot, but this can be a dating image. So what I have on, I was so excited to find this on Amazon, y'all. This is a sweatshirt and it's a fleece sweatshirt by Sweaty Betty. What I really like about this is that it's a sweatshirt that's actually form-fitted. Like, I don't know, you can't really see because you're just seeing me from the shoulders up, but this actually forms a waistline, and it's hard to find sweatshirts that aren't like too boxy, and that's why I love this. I literally have this in 3 different colors. And I will say that it's pretty true to size. I'm wearing an extra small and I'm, 5'7", and it fits me perfectly. But it's warm, it's cozy, and it's still really cute. Like I actually wore this out when I just went out to a social event and I got a ton of compliments. So I love things that you can go from day to night but still like feel sexy, and you can put on, like I have a pair of little like diamond studs, and you could put on your makeup and do your hair and still look like casual and cute. So it's all about intention. It's acting as if you care about what you put on your body, and that includes a casual look. Now, the other thing that I have on, and again, it'll be hard to show you, but I first want to pull it up here. I'm all about leggings these days. I love leggings. There are so many different kinds of leggings that you can buy. I just so happen to love Aloe these days, and Aloe is on Amazon, y'all. I was, again, so excited. Just Amazon rocks. And these in particular are my fave. These are like kind of these cargo looking things. I'll blow it up, you can see. So I have these on. I don't know if you can see. Can you see? I'm trying to, oh yeah, like you can even see the logo. Oh my God. Oh, Andy, that's like a funny angle. Okay, now you can kind of see the whole outfit. I have the leggings on. They are so comfortable. And what I really like about these in particular is that it's not hurting my waistline. Because a lot of these, I don't know if you ever noticed, some of these really like, I can hardly breathe, but these are very forgiving. And I, of course, love black. Black is classic. And I feel like you could also throw on a really cute cardigan, sweater, and on the bottom, you'll look sexy. What makes this sexy, ladies? Oh, Sarah, thank you. Thank you. Oh, Grace, I thought I saw you. So good to see you. I love my ladies. These are all ladies in my Facebook group. It's called the Love Makeover Insiders. If you also want to join our group, come join us, because we kind of continue the party in that group, and I offer a lot of other goodies and whatnot. But anyway, going back to why these are sexy. See this little part right here, this ridge, it almost kind of looks like leather look, and there's a lot of, like pleather type of leggings out there. I'm gonna show you another option that I showed you before, but if you didn't see it, I wanna share it again. That little element of leather kind of look or little detail is what makes it look really sexy. It's not just like your average, kind of legging, any detail. And let me tell you, guys notice this, ladies. If you're a man on here, like if you saw a woman walking in these tights, I mean, come on, let us know. Do you like it? Yay or nay? I work with so many men who tell me, I love when women are walking around in the grocery store with their yoga pants, but you could still look cute. The point is don't look sloppy. Don't wear like big old sweats and, not being mindful of your hair or makeup, and it's like you rolled out of bed. Everywhere and anywhere are chances to meet people. You can meet the love of your life in a grocery store. Yes, I know that's hard to believe. Even with your mask on, even when we have been in a pandemic, people, and here's the thing, spring is here, summer is around the corner, there's hope in the air, and with that, people are really looking to get out. And as you get out, like open up your mind, open up, the blinders that are on, and start looking around. Going outside with intention and with your outfit is so important in attracting a partner. The other thing about these, by the way, look at these like red hot things. Are you kidding me? Like, okay, I know that a guy would like turn heads if he saw like the red pants on, ladies. I just know that that's how it works. Oh, Sharon, hi. Beth, come join us. Oh my gosh, yes. The group is called the Love Makeover Insiders. You can find me on Facebook. And also make sure that you go to my podcast, Charisma Quotient. I also offer a lot more advice on there. And of course, here at Sway TV, Amazon Live, Kimmy's Love Hub, I try to offer different ways to be in touch with me and give you all information. So here is, I wanted to show you another really sexy legging that was so popular that they couldn't keep this in stores. And this is by Spanx. Spanx. Oh my gosh. So Spanx is actually making a lot of cute, like they have one that has a little like leopard going on skin. And they also had one, I think that I saw, it had like a cargo look. But these were the most popular. And as you can see, they look like leather. But if you can imagine a really cute sweater over these pants, again, a very comfortable, sporty, yet sexy look. And that's what it's all about this season. It's mixing and matching your comfort and sexy. And when you can do that, oh my gosh, how great will that be? Now, so you have like some cute leggings on, and you have maybe like a cute Sweaty Betty sweatshirt on like I have. And then you can plop these shoes on. I showed these last week, but I'm really obsessed with them. They're Skechers. But it's the Women's Go Walk and it's a walking shoe, and it comes in all different colors. I, of course, am demonstrating. Oh, wait, I have to go this way. No, can you all see? I should have practiced this. Oh, there, you can see it. See, I've been doing my yoga. Look how flexible I am. Okay, so I like these in gray because they go with a lot of things. But I was saying how cute these were. I love it comes in like pink, hot pink, so you could wear like all dark color. Even what I have on, that pink would go really well, and it's an eye catcher. I love the salmon. Look at that. How cute is the salmon? Yeah, I just, it's all about surprise. And men, for you too, I don't know how many men are on here, but you could wear like a t-shirt and jeans, and if you have a really cool or funky pair of sneakers on, if you're a man, like we as women, we like that. That's attractive. It takes confidence to wear something that's different like this. And so even if you are like practicing being body confident and getting attention, and maybe you've been hiding for a year, wearing something that's a little different, a pop of color, something that might be attention seeking is a really good thing for you to try. I do this a lot with my Love Academy queens who are in my group coaching program. And, I'll give them assignments. It's almost like a scavenger hunt. And I'll say, I want you to, practice wearing a red dress, just going to the market for a week and then report back. I did this once with a private client, and she really, she got mad at me. And it's like, what Jill was talking about, how if you just do these, small things every day and practice, it'll get easier and easier. Well, I believe the same thing is true with your body confidence. Now, the thing with her is that she wasn't comfortable in her skin. She wasn't comfortable in her body. Even though from the outside point of view, she had an amazing body. She was gorgeous, but because she didn't feel it, and when she looked in the mirror, she didn't see it, she walked through life with low body confidence. So again, this really has nothing to do with weight. You hear what I'm saying? Like, this has nothing to do with your weight, your height, your ethnicity. This has everything to do with your mindset and what you see in the mirror. And so I've had really skinny girls look in the mirror and say, I hate my body. And then I, see women who are more voluptuous say, I love myself. I love my body. And that's what's super hot. That's what's super hot in both sexes, right? Like, you see a guy comfortable in his skin. It doesn't matter if he has a little tummy. If he loves his body, he moves with, charisma and confidence. We like it. So what can you do to get more comfortable in your body? That woman that I talked with you about, I made her wear a dress every single day out and about. This was not her comfort zone, but when she did it, guess what happened? She started embracing it. She started loving it. And then she started taking some pictures that she put in her dating profile of her in these beautiful feminine dresses that marketed her in a whole different way. And guess what happened? She met her guy online when she did that. Now, again, there's no magic in the dress. It's not the magic in the shoe that I'm showing you. The magic happens with your confidence as you move. Remember what I was talking to you all about before. It's about movement. Get out of your comfort zone. Because again, change only happens when you're uncomfortable, not when you're comfortable. So if it's really uncomfortable thinking about walking outside in a pink shoe, then you know what? Do it. Buy this sneaker and just practice going out. In fact, I challenge anyone on here to do that. Who here is willing to try on a pink shoe, buy this pink shoe, and I want pictures of it though, and then either, send it to me. You can go to my Instagram at Kimmy Seltzer. You can DM me the picture. I want to see you wearing it like over a succession of time and then report back to me what happened. Did your confidence increase? Right? Okay. So I want to actually show you a really cute thing. So let's say you got the athletic thing going on and maybe during the daytime you're wearing something like I had on and you're feeling good, but you want something a little different to go out at night. However, it's cold out because it's still, in most parts of the country and the world, it's still a little chilly, especially at night. Well, another trend that is happening right now, and I think it's all about which one you choose. I just got to find it here. It's about the knit dress is really in right now. And I liked this one in particular. Look how cute this is. So it's very affordable. I'm definitely going to get this actually. And what I liked about it, you can, have a basic black. It'll be warm. You can go out walking. You can even wear the sneakers with it and look really cute and casual. But you still have a dress on, so you feel feminine. You feel, just good because you're a little bit different than what you were wearing in the day. And ladies, you move differently. You move differently when you're in a dress. You have to admit that. You can't just do what I just did, right? You can't do your yoga poses, but you have to slow down, and you have to kind of like swagger as you walk. And that is super also hot. And the way that your body feels in a dress is also quite different. So a lot of the things that I'm talking to you about has to do with movement in your body and how you feel. And the clothes that you wear can make you feel a certain way. And so this dress in particular, I think is really cool. The other thing, okay, so a lot of you hear me talk about a red dress. Bam, look at that. A red knit dress. How cute is that? So you can, again, go from day to night, slip on this dress. You can put this in your little bag and go out and meet a guy at night, for instance. And guess what? I have a little cute bag for you too. But wait, there's more. Oh my God, I feel like an infomercial suddenly. But I really want you guys to see this. I was excited to see these products. Another trend that we're seeing happen, it's kind of these like novelty totes that are happening. Is it in here? Hold on, let me see if I got it up here. If not, I'll show you next week. Oh, here it is. Okay, this one, because I saw this in a very like trendy magazine, and the tie-dye tote is really hot this season. But what I liked about this particular one is that it comes in all kinds of patterns. Now, I can hear my clients saying, Kim, I thought you said no patterns. I caught you already. I can see some people already saying, Kim, no patterns. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I always tell my ladies to never wear patterns on their bodies because, for one thing, it actually widens you like in a picture. So if you're doing an online profile, you don't want to wear patterns that widen you, obviously. And a lot of times guys aren't into patterns. Like, they tell me this, don't shoot the messenger. This is just something they tell me. They'd rather see kind of that dress that I just showed you, something solid that fits your body and you look really good in it. This is a way you can pull a pattern. I accept this. So you could do something like this. Look at how cute if you thumb through all of the different patterns and look. And it's really, first of all, it's affordable, but it's super cute. And you can put your knit dress inside the bag as you're walking around in your sweaty Betty sweatshirt and your Aloe pants during the day with your Skechers shoes. Have your tote, if you can imagine this, I'm trying to put an outfit together for you, have your dress inside, and then if you have a date later on and you're out and about, you can slip on the dress and you're ready to go. And with that, you'll have a different energy. It's kind of like Superman or Wonder Woman, you know, like you change into that outfit, you'll have like that super sexy power about you. And you're off to the races. Oh my God, I just have to check all these things out. And the stripes, that's cute for summer, isn't it? This was one of my favorite things that I just found right before I came here that I wanted to show you all. Okay, wow. Well, oh my God, tonight really flew by. I just realized I've been almost at it for 2 hours, and I am always amazed and dazed and amused that I'm able to do this. It helps when you have a guest, for sure. And Jill was awesome. And make sure you go to her site, Jill Brown, I think, fitness.com. And make sure that you continue to follow me here. We're on swaytvlive.com. Those of you who just are catching the end of it and you wanted to see the entire thing, you can still catch the replay. And the replay can be found at swaytvreplay.com. Make sure you go to swaytvfollow.com. Make sure you follow. This is Kimmy's Love Hub. I'm here weekly. For now, we're doing the evening times. I hope you like it. But if you have any suggestions on other times or other topics that you would like to see happen, make sure you go to my Instagram. My Instagram handle is @KimmySeltzer. DM me. Follow me there. Also, if you click the link that you see there, you'll get to all my goodies. You'll get to my Facebook group. You'll get to my website, which is also KimmySeltzer.com. You can pretty much find me anywhere. Just go to Kimmy Seltzer and you'll see me pop up, basically. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I will see you next week with more tips, and let's sway.
Make sure you guys follow Sway TV. Follow Sway right here. Ooh, it's this way, sorry. Corey says, thank you, Sway TV. Shakira says, thank you, Sway. Yes, guys, it is so much fun. We love Sway TV.
We're here all the time streaming live. We're sharing great products. We're doing great interviews and amazing giveaways.
Yes. Amazon, we love you, yes. Amazon.
So grateful for you guys and for Sway TV.
I've had such a great time with all of you.
Shop attainment all the time.
It is a girl's dream come true for someone like me to be able to give you dating advice and shopping all in one platform. Amazon Live! Woo! Let's sway!
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's go. Let's sway. Woo!